Okay, so this is my overview of the Lego build itself, and also my thoughts on installing the LED lights during the build. First off, the build itself, the car, it was fun. I'm glad that I chose this over the DeLorean. I was thinking of getting the DeLorean, and but when seeing the DeLorean, it was too simple, and I also didn't like the Lego design of it, the aesthetics aspect of that. So I'm not even gonna consider getting the DeLorean Back to the Future. It just doesn't look nice to me personally. So that's the reason why I got this one instead. It looked more interesting, and build-wise, it was fun. It was really fun. And it's not without its mishaps. There were some things that I misjudged near the end of the build, where I placed this part here forward, one block forward, so I couldn't sorry, this way backwards, sorry. So I couldn't fit this in properly. I didn't know that until I tried to fit this particular part in, and it just wouldn't go in at all. And I realized, I'm looking at the diagrams, that it was moved just one block too far, so I had to move it forward, and that allowed me to insert this in properly. Again, I that was only because I was nearing the end, and when you're nearing the end, you tend not to look at diagrams as closely as you would when you first start building it. So that was on me. What else is there? Initially during the build, I mentioned that these parts weren't fitting properly, and when I tried adjusting each part, the bottom of the back plates supporting at the bottom literally fell, and a lot of these parts fell apart. So I had to literally rebuild it. And in a way, it was serendipitous. I don't use that word, but it really was, because by that happening, it allowed me to properly fit these parts together. So now it looks so much better than what is shown in the other video that was shot prior to before this. You can see that the lines are much better. It's seamless. So much better. So it was a good thing that it happened. Again, problem solving skills. It was good. What's a build without its problems, its challenges? So it was nice finally having this thing fit nicely, so it doesn't look like a haphazard kind of build. So yeah, really good. Other things, what else is there? Yeah, near the end, this part here, the orientation of this black part here, it was facing 45 degrees, and when I tried to turn and twist it in, it wouldn't fit either, because again, it should have been 45 degrees turned this way. And when that happened, when I fixed that, I was able to fit it in nicely. Otherwise, these parts here would have pulled upwards. Again, those details, it's, you gotta pay attention to the details in the diagram. Sometimes the diagrams are wrong though. It's, what can you do? Let's see, what else? Oh, this car is based on the car and the movie Afterlife. I know there are some builders there who didn't want to put in these weather decals. They wanted their Ecto-1 build from the first movie. But I already have the Hot Wheels Ecto-1, so it didn't make sense for me to do the same thing as they did. I know a lot of those guys modded theirs, because I believe this is on the other side with the original car, the ladder. So I believe they modded theirs to make it look like the Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters, the first movie. But like I said, I already have Hot Wheels. What is it? 1/18 scale? I can't remember. So it didn't make sense for me to do that. So, and I already have the Ecto-2, so I might as well complete the set, so as it were, by getting the Afterlife version, Ecto-1. So here it is. So I put on the decals and all that sort of thing. And these also has features from the movie that Lego's incorporated in here. One of which is the gunner, I guess the gunner seat. That let me just here. So I think I already showed it in one of the builds, but prior to this, so I just have to open this one here. There's a seat there that will be shut out once this particular button here is pressed. So I'm going to be pressing that, and that seat is going to pop out. So let me just turn this thing around, and I will just make sure you get the nice angle there. Yeah, okay. Let's just put that in there. Press that in. There you go. Okay, so it's facing forward. You got your proton pack here as well. That's pretty cool. and just have to press to reset it. Just press this button. Another one is when this model was first introduced, they actually had, someone has mentioned that there was like sort of like a spoiler in that there was the RC ghost strap, because they included in there, in this one here. It's in here, and I don't have a long space, but it would have been great anyway. What happens is in the movie it gets released when they're chasing, who was it, the garbage, I can't remember which one, but let's see if we could see it here. I'm gonna probably shoot a separate video on that, but there's this lever here that I would pull. By pulling this, it'll drop the this section here, and the RC trap will just roll out nicely. I will shoot that in a separate video. I'll show that later. But like I said, just pull this one out and we'll see. I'll show that later. But anyway, again, here you go. Again, build's pretty much straightforward. So now as for the lights, it's a good thing that I installed the lights, the LED lights, as I was building it, because this is put these parts here. It's well press fit. It's in a way. It's also very fragile. That parts will easily fall off. So if I were to put these lights after the fact, after it was built, I would have to take these things apart or thereby disturbing some of those parts underneath. These parts here, especially too. These parts here, because like I said, I encountered a lot of problems when I was putting these on. Parts were just shifting all over the place, to the point where it just fell off. So it was a good thing that I opted for putting the lights as I was building it, because in that way I was already making the adjustments, fixing the problem as it occurred. And whereas if I did it after the fact, it would have been a pain in the ass. I'll tell you that right now. It would have been really, because like I said, it's just, it would have been nice if it would snap into place, then that would have been great. But sometimes it doesn't snap into place. It just sort of like, you press it and it goes in firmly, but there's no snapping of the Lego pieces come together. So again, these doors open again. This one here too. This door opens as well, as does this. And I don't know if you can see the light there. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, you can see the interior light. And then there. This is also officially licensed by Chrysler, and so we have the hood. Oh, you can see here. Open in as well, so you can see the engine. Nice detail there. Okay. Let's see if we can get this from this angle here. Yeah. A little Easter egg, as mentioned prior, Stay Puft Marshmallow. The still lights were, again, nicely done, nicely designed by Light My Bricks. It was thoughtfully thought out, because it's only lights where the lights actually belongs to where it actually would light up. So I'd say that the most interesting LED install would be these here, this and this one here, these two here. There were four LED lights in a wire in a row, so I had to work it around. So that was an interesting thing to do. Yeah. Now, when I bought these LED lights from Light My Bricks, I unfortunately missed out on. They had a kit that included an audio MP3 sound, where you could obviously put in whatever music you want. It would have been nice to have that, actually, where I could have the sounds from the movies, even the Ghostbuster song and all that sort of thing. But it was sold out, so anyway, I didn't know after the fact. So had I known, maybe I would have gotten it, maybe. But anyway, it is what it is. Light My Bricks did a fantastic job with this. The wiring they use is pretty much this wire here. It's thin, it's flexible, so it doesn't really interfere when you place the bricks on top of it. So it's very also easy to hide, under the crevices and whatnot. I know I have a wire. I think was this. Yeah, it's right here. You can't see it really because it's black, but there's a wire here that's stuck in there, or sandwiched between these two parts. But yeah, you can also see some wires here as well these two wires here are for, was it this, the interior light, and I believe this one here. Those were the two wires that I had problems with because they were not long enough for it to fit into this junction here. So I had to take this thing apart. This I had to take all these things apart, and this one as well. Take the whole section out in order to pull the wire safely further out in order to give me some slack in order to plug it back in. So that was a challenge, but it worked out well. So, and again, like I said, by doing that, by actually taking these things apart, it helped me actually put these things much better. Like it was, so it worked out for the better, actually. So it was a blessing in disguise that these were not properly put in. So otherwise, it would have been problems. Okay, so yeah. So this is the Ecto-1 Lego Afterlife with Light My Bricks LED. It's awesome. Okay, one more thing I just forgot. This particular one here. The tutorial instruction for this install, for the LED install, wasn't very clear. It didn't say how far to put the light in, or because I somehow tried to center it because I didn't want it too low or too high, so I had to somehow compromise a bit. But it turned out pretty good. So for those who are in that same boat, again, use your best judgment. Experiment. That's what I did to see what's the better way, how far to put the LED in. I had the LED, by the way, facing downwards, not upwards, but downwards, so it'll obviously light up the rest of the that cavity there, down there. So. Oh, someone sneezed back there. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for watching. Pretty cool.